Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Walk and Chat. I'm actually in the same spot I was last week because, you know what, I really enjoyed it so much, so I came back. So I hope everybody had a great week from last week, and I hope that, if you watched this, I should say I trust that if you watched this, that you got something out of that. So last week we talked about who are you being, the capital B-E. And this week I'm going to sort of expand upon that on how, when you actually figure out who you're being, how that affects your business. So if you are here, I want to see if I can see the comments. If you are here, please say hello. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do comment. I am really, really interested in how you are taking this information and implementing it into your life. That's what I'm interested in. I don't want you to just come here and tell me you watched the replay or tell me you listened and then not take any action. I'm hoping that what I'm giving you is introspective enough. I'm trusting that what I give you is introspective enough that you can start pondering and figuring out how to implement this into your business. So today we're going to be talking about 4 steps or 4 ways that you can build a really solid foundation for your business. I keep noticing that I'm like, hi. I should be putting it like this so you can see. I do have my microphone on today, so if you're here, please tell me if you can hear a little bit better. And, sorry, that guy scared me. So the 4 steps or the 4 processes, my 4 pillars are, hey, Emily, so good to see you here. You should join me. I don't know if you have the girls, but maybe we should do a walk and chat together one day, Emily. So it's vision. No, scratch that. It's identity. It is branding. It's vision and visibility. Identity, branding, vision, and visibility. So last week we talked all about who are you being, because what you give, you get, even if you don't even realize you're doing it, right? So the 4 pillars are all about clarity. So first is identity, right? And that gives you a clear vision of who you are and who your business is, who and what your business is. Then we have branding. Branding is not your logo. Do you have a brand? I say, well, I got a logo, yeah. No. Logo is just a tiny part of it. Branding is really clear vision of who your customer is. So we have clear vision of who you are, clear vision of who your customer is. 3rd pillar is actually called vision. Trying to figure out, I'm gonna go this way, okay. And vision is how you help your customers. Plain and simple. How do you help them? How do you shrink time for them? What problems of theirs do you solve that they will pay you money for? And a lot of people get kind of caught up on this. Like, I don't know. I'm a crafter in a booth. What possible problem could I solve? I don't know, I make art and put it on the wall. What possible problem could I solve? Right? Some people have different businesses, like Emily, who's on here. She has online offerings and in-person offerings. So it's a little bit easier to understand what problems your customers have in that aspect. So we have identity, branding, vision, and the fourth pillar is visibility. How are you being seen? How are you letting yourself being seen? And I'm going to give you a big, gigantic hint here. It's not just on social media. Social media is a tool, just like all the other tools that we use for visibility. It's a tool. Some people get into that algorithm, and social media is all they do. But what happens, and I've seen it happen a whole bunch, what happens if, you get out of the algorithm? What happens if somebody steals your page? And stealing your page doesn't really happen on Instagram and YouTube, but algorithm issues do. You also have to, sorry, another guy threw me off. You have to abide by the rules of Meta, of YouTube, of TikTok, whatever, right? And if you somehow break the rules, you can just be taken down. So visibility is not just social media. I just had a weird thing pop up here. So you have the 4 C's. Clear idea of who you are, clear identity, clear customer, clear solution, and the 4th C is crushing it. Because that means you're crushing it, right? You know who you are, you're strong and solid about that. You know who your customer is, and more importantly, what their problems are. What are the mistakes they're making? And how can you help them solve those mistakes? Or how you do help them solve those mistakes? And then crushing it means you're visible. You're visible everywhere, not just on social media. One of the things that I talk about all the time in my groups is that you got to have an email list. An email list is your number one way that you're going to make a sustainable, lasting business. That's your email list. Because why? You own that. You can make your own rules based upon your identity, your integrity, all of that, right? And you can make the rules based upon who your customer is. And then when you start getting the right people, because, right, you have a clear solution as to how you solve their problems. When you start getting the right people onto your email list, that is how you start making money. You put your program out, you have your traffic, directing all of your traffic to your brick and mortar store, your booth space, your event that you're going to, your online store, whatever that is, right? However you make money, your email list is the way to make consistent sales. It is the way to drive consistent traffic. It's to get customers that love you and that will always pay for whatever it is that you do. They'll always go to all of your shows. You would not believe. I mean, When I was doing shows, I had repeat customers come to every single one of my shows, every time, just to say hi, to hang out. Even if they didn't buy something, they still came. And that was all directed from my email list. It was all directed with segmentation in that email list too. So like if you're going to get anything out of this information right now, your big takeaway from this is start your email list. I just have to show you these. They're kind of like half dead, but they're so pretty. I love it. Look at how pretty it is. So last week when we chatted, we talked about who are you being? That is identity. Really dove into that last week. So if you didn't listen or watch the replay, go back and do it. It's your foundation. It's literally your foundation of your business, right? You are the one starting your business. You are the one running your business that you've already started, whatever it is. And once you really align with who you are, you can really start to dig in with who your customer is. I'm trying to see who's here. Carolyn, I don't have my reading glasses on, so I'm sorry if I'm getting your name wrong. Welcome. And, you know, this is hard. This is the hard part of, you know, this is branding. This is why people don't even really know what branding means. Is because this is a part that may be uncomfortable. Is you figuring out exactly who your customer is. And by the way, in the comments, it's a pinned comment. I have a brand new, literally just put it out today. Art and craft, online store, booth, brick and mortar, whatever you've got. It's a blueprint. And it's a blueprint for how you should build your business so that it's sustainable, fun, and feels like you. And these 4 steps are in that blueprint. So click that, grab it, get it. There are some worksheets in there that will help you do exactly what I am describing in today's walk and chat. Hey, Sylvia. Oh my gosh, Sylvia, I miss you. Oh, it's Carolyn. Oh yes, Carolyn, my love, my Illinois neighbor. Who I've never met, but we keep saying, one of these days. So who here, and I know there's not a lot of people here, but if you're watching the replay, amazing. Who here actually has a booth business, an online store business, or brick and mortar? Because you are who I'm talking to. And if I were to ask you, what is the main problem? What's the number one problem you have right now with your handmade business? What is the number one problem? I'll sit and wait for a minute. Sylvia, I hope you're doing well. I do miss you. It'd be great to see you. It's kind of dry out here. So I'll wait. I don't know who's here, but I'll wait. And if nobody says anything, I'm going to say my thoughts on that. A lot of traffic here right now. Bikes and people and cars. Oh my. What is the number one problem? Tell me. Okay, I'm gonna just say it. Sales is your number one problem right now in your business, sales. And if you say no, man, that's amazing. Good for you. You are where you want to be, right? But what I hear all the time is that nobody's buying anything. I don't know, nobody's buying anything. I set my booth up, nobody comes. You know, that might be a live show. Or people come, but they're not really spending. Or I didn't sell anything there. Yeah, I did really bad at that show. I'm not going to go back to that show as though it's the show's fault. Right? Oh my God, you have to see this. He's so cute. Sylvia, do you know what kind of butterfly that'll be? It's not their fault, right? It's yours. It's your fault. It's your fault. And you probably don't even know it's your fault. Sales are not the same. So what I'm telling you is that sales can be amazing. And it's your fault that they're not. Does that feel like a slap in the face? It might. Because if you don't have a clear idea who your customer is and a clear idea of how you solve their problems and an email list set up to target those customers over and over and over again to drive traffic to your booth, to your online store, brick and mortar, whatever it is that you do. It could be online class. Doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. If you don't have a clear idea of who you are in your business, a clear idea of who your customer is, which is called branding, a clear vision of how you help them, and then visibility so that they see you time and time and time again. They want everything that you do all the time. Then it is your fault. But that's the thing about us is like, we know that we like to make stuff. We like to make stuff, right? And that's why we decided to start a business. Oh, I'm gonna make stuff. And most of us start out with, I'm gonna do a show. Most of us don't hop right into, I'm gonna all of a sudden open a store. That's not most of us. Most of us are like, I'm gonna make these, I'm gonna sell a bunch of them at a craft show and make a bunch of extra money. And then we go, this is going all right. You know, maybe I'm gonna go all into this and make this my full business. And then we are so confused as to why we can't rinse and repeat. The first shows that we do, sometimes they're really good. People haven't seen you before, whatever, right? Sometimes they're really good and we get excited and then we're like, full time, I'm gonna do this full time. And then we muddle our way through it. And so that's why for the last, well, I'm gonna say really since 2016, I have been educating myself thoroughly on how to run a successful art, craft-based business. Because, let me tell you, when you set it up properly and you are committed to the habit of really serving your customers, your business can be so fun. Not only is it so fun, it's like free. It's freedom. I get to do whatever I want, whenever I want. I'm out here on a Friday morning, walking in a beautiful park, chatting with you. I can go and do stuff Mara, oh my love, I miss you. Ah, I'm so glad. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Right? I get to, like yesterday, I had to take my daughter to the dentist. Super easy, right? I get to work when I want to work. And I get to serve and help people not only make amazing, courageous mindset shifts, but I get to co-create their dreams with them. Like, oh, that's amazing. You know, yep, I'm an artist. But me going through all of this education, and I've gotten some amazing education, incredible courses, incredible mentors, so that I can be that for my clients. But like, I've made every mistake in the book. Literally. So while I still love making stuff, you know, I'm still on the Stencil Girl creative team, and I love to help out Royce, and I love to just, you know me, I love to make stuff. I love to make journals. I love art journaling. This is what I'm here for, and this is what I mean about your identity. Laser focusing on one thing. One thing. And for us as artists, we're like, or creators, crafters, whatever you call yourself, we're like squirrel, 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 squirrel. Like, we want to do everything. You see that, and that's a good idea. Now I'm going to do that. You see that, and that's a good idea. Now I'm going to do that. That's what we do. And because I've made every mistake in the book, including that, and because I've really educated myself on how to build a lasting, sustainable, solid business, I am here to share that with you because I see you. I see you. I have been there, struggling with the lack mentality. Why can't I ever make ends meet? I'm such and such an age and I don't have a savings account. Man, I really love to make stuff. Why is nobody buying my stuff? Why is nobody seeing me? Why is nobody coming to my shows, my booth, my brick and mortar? And I have identified these 4 pillars as the way to do it, especially for artists and creators, crafters, whatever, but online course creators as well. It doesn't matter what kind of business you have. It's online or it's in person. These 4 pillars will help you build a solid, sustainable, lasting business that you love and that you get to set up and work when you want to work. You get to create those boundaries. You don't have to be a slave to the next sale, right? Because that's so important. My hat's going to blow off. You don't have to hustle. Oh my God, how am I going to make money? I got to do this. Well, I wonder if I do this, if this would make me money right now. And then I wonder, oh, that's not working. I gave it 3 seconds, not working. Now I need to do something else. Is this resonating with any of you? It's that lack mentality that is part of our identity that keeps us creating more lack. What if you just focused? What if you figured out your identity, figured out what you love? What if you figured out, based upon what you love the most, what you love making the most, what you love teaching the most, whatever. What if you based your whole business on that and just doubled down on that? Figured out who your best customer is for that one thing. When you start getting evidence that they're buying gets you pretty excited. And then you rinse and repeat. Identity, branding, vision, visibility. 4 things. Who are you? Who is your customer? How do you serve them? And how are you being seen? Is this making sense to you? Oh, Sylvia, I love you. Thank you, Mara. Is this making sense to you? And I'm seeing that people dropped off. Sometimes when we keep ourselves in that lack mentality, we will not let ourselves focus on one thing. We have a thing where we are scrolling. Oh. Muting. I like to call it muting, where we're muting ourselves. You know you're hearing something or seeing something that's like hitting a nerve. You're getting a little triggered. That is something that you need to lean into. Why am I being triggered by that? It's so pretty out here. I gotta get off this paved path. There's too many people. So is this making sense to you? Thank you, Emily. So go grab, and so if you're watching me live on Facebook or if you're watching the replay, the link to this art and craft blueprint, breakthrough blueprint, it's a PDF, just like an online book. It is in the comments. If you're listening on the Art Fusion podcast, the link to this blueprint is going to be in the show notes. And then YouTube, it'll be in the post as well. So grab this, read it, fill out the worksheets. There is one worksheet for each one of these pillars: identity, branding, vision, visibility. And then there's a bonus worksheet as well. So grab it, fill it out, and start aligning yourself with the business that you really, really, really want. Be specific. What do you want? Because you can build your business around this. You can build your business around what it is that you really, really, really want. And then you get to make your life the most fun, the most abundant, the most exciting, the most aligned to you. You get to create exactly what you want so that you can live, those dreams that you've been dreaming about, those what ifs and the what if positives, right? We always have a tendency to say, what if this bad thing happens? Well, what if I do that and this bad thing happens? What if I do that and this bad thing happens? That's not what I'm talking about here. What if you get to build your business based on what if positive? What if I can go and hike 3 miles 5 days a week? What if I can weave that into my schedule? Yep, I'm doing it. What if I get to fly wherever I want to fly to? Whenever I want. Yep, I get to. What if I want to be surrounded by dragonflies? Yep, I get to. You probably can't see them, they're too little. Like, what if positive? What makes you so excited? what makes you kind of nervous in the tummy. Exciting, right? What is that? Go grab this blueprint, start creating the business you want, and then you'll start creating the life you want. So, let me see. Hey, Royce, I'm about to pop off, friend, but totally lost my train of thought. Go do it. Actually implement. Actually implement. That's what I want to say. Don't just listen to advice and then decide you're not going to do it. If you have that dream to have the freedom, to do what you want in your life, to help people, to be there for your kids, whatever your dream is, then actually implement. Go get this blueprint, fill it out, and start building the business that you have always wanted to have. So thank you. Now that I've walked up a hill and I'm out of breath, thank you for being here. I appreciate it so much, whether you are on Facebook listening to the podcast or watching on YouTube. I appreciate you. And I know for a fact that I am here to help you live your most abundant and joyful life. Period. So have a great week, and I will see you next time.
Thank you so much for being here. You can find me at Jane Belante Art on all social media platforms and at janebelanteart.com. As always, if this episode resonated with you, please leave a 5-star review. I'm so grateful for the time it takes you to leave that review, and I really, really am grateful for all of the shares. I will see you on another episode next week.